Okay, here's today's project. Our back deck has been blocked off by a piece of particle board and two of our outside table chairs because we have goats that like to help themselves to being on the deck, and it's not just that they get on the deck, they want to dance on the patio table, and we just don't want to have that. So I took this piece of board because it was convenient, and I used it to block that off, and then I had to use two chairs to keep them because they don't stand there and bang against it because they're goats. So today the project is we are going to build or make a little gate to go up here out of a pallet. We have a pallet that I got for free from somewhere, and we're going to take that apart and turn it into a gate. Hopefully. I saw the plans on Pinterest, and hopefully we can make that happen. For today's project, here's what you're going to need. You're going to need an in-swing latch or out-swing, depends on how you plan on opening your gate. You need 2 hinges, and we have wood screws. We have both 1 inch because we already had them, and 1/4 inch in case we need them. You will need a pallet, which we have over there. You can usually pick them up free in a lot of places, and even if you do have to pay for them, it's usually a couple of bucks at the most. And here we have our handy dandy rechargeable circular saw and screwdriver. So that's what you're going to need for this project, and a hammer, not a hamburger, but a hammer to pull the slats off of the pallet, and a measuring tape, which is what Ronnie was doing over there, measuring to see how big we need it. And we're going to have to keep a close eye on here because we've already got spectators looking for a way to get on the deck. The Indians are gathering around.
And yes, I know I'm wearing socks with sandals. Deal with it.
We got literally probably thousands of comments on one of the videos that we did because he was wearing socks with sandals. It was like he just slipped them on to go outside because I persuaded him to do this immediately. And so I told him today, I said, put on some socks with those sandals. Maybe we'll get 5,000 comments. So step 1 is moving, and Ronnie is using a, what do you call it, a pry bar?
Yeah, I think it's called cat's paw or something. Yeah, I think it's a pry bar.
Try to remove them without breaking them, preferably. Sometimes easier said than done. Maybe get the other end first.
Oh, that end? Oh,
yeah.
Maybe. I think it'll work. You could
Now, the nails need to come out. Okay, so here's what the deal is. We managed to get 1 off out of 5 so far without them actually breaking. So I don't know if it's just this particular pallet we have or what the deal is, but it's not really working for us. So we have some wood from some garden boxes that we removed because since we'll be moving to the new homestead soon, we decided to turn the side yard back into a side yard where it was previously a garden. So long story short, we're going to use that wood. What we have here is actually some cedar fence pickets that we used for the garden bed. We're going to take some screws out of it, and they should be fine. We'll cut them to what we need them to be. The wood is still good, and it'll be a lot easier. We've decided that we're still going to use the fatter parts of them, the whatever they are. They're not 2x4s, but 1x2s or whatever they are. We're going to use those still for the framing part of it, and we're just going to discard the slats so it won't matter if they get broken when they're taken off, which happens quite easily.
Yep. Only because we already have them, and in the time it would take us to run back to the store to buy some 2x4s, we could already have these off. So.
Yeah. And they're free.
Yep.
Well, not free of labor, but they're free.
Or something.
Leave you for 2 minutes, and what do I find you doing? Go inside, trying to make you some tea, and I come out and I find you sitting again.
Break time, union rules.
Nice little stack of firewood kindling for the winter. Everything serves a purpose. Okay, we've had a slight change of plans. We've decided that we are going to use the pallet, but what we did is we broke off the back pieces. We're going to leave on the front pieces, and then we're going to frame out the back of it and see how that works. I don't know. We'll see. We're kind of going with the flow here, trying to figure out what we're doing. It's not exactly as pictured, but it never is, so. Don't fall off. Oh. And once it's framed out, it'll look fine. Looks like a picket fence. Hey, we could make a picket fence. Well, it's going to be swinging to the inside. Yeah. Yeah. That'll work.
At least then they'll all be roughly the same.
And there's the little audience trying to find out what we're doing. And there's little Belle and Bud. Aren't they cute? She's so cute. Her little horns are just starting to come through, and his are already probably 2 inches tall. You all right there, Bud? The question is, can you do it again for the camera?
No.
Oh man. And what we're doing right now, or the he part of the we, is marking it, and he's going to trim off like an inch or two from top and bottom so that it'll swing without hitting the rail. Last piece was a toughie.
Ready.
Why'd you trim that side? Oh, because we'll flip it then to cut it. Okay.
Yeah. Can you go get that one?
Yeah.
It's not beautiful, not the best design, but it is a pallet.
Exactly. Now, do you want me to screw it in with anything anyway? So. Oh.
Oh, wait.
All right, there's that. Now it's time to put some hinges on it, because that's the only thing left.
Okay.
And the hinges are going on. Hinge number 1. Jonathan's back there feeding Burby his evening feeding.
Yeah, might just have to trim that off a little bit more.
Well, I think bring it in a little bit. Because we're swinging inward, not outward. So you shouldn't have to trim it in. I mean, trim it off. Final thing, because the hinges were 4-inch hinges and the posts aren't actually 4x4s, even though they call them 4x4s. That last little, and I don't know that it's going to make that big of a deal, but that last little hole to put a screw in extended past the post, so Ronnie's going to go ahead and, what do you call it, drill tap another hole.
If I do it the right way, that takes all the fun out of it.
So true.
Big. That's just a step drill bit. We'll go through metal. So we'll just make a hole here, maybe. Ow. Keep your step drill bit
Helps
from
your knees?
wearing out or something. Oh, no, I don't have the knees
Need to lubricate them knees. So holes are tapped, taps or holes or whatever, and the last screws are going on. And we did decide that the latch that we bought is not going to work, so we're going to get a different latch. Well, I mean, it might have worked if we could, you know, figure it out, but it'd just be too difficult to work with that one because of the way we had to do the deck, because the rails are not set at square, they're kind of at an angle because it comes off of the corner down. So anyway, different latch and we'll be done. And it swings. Show us how it opens and closes.
I'm going to take that circular saw and just kind of glide it right down the edge.
I think you shouldn't.
Just a little bit.
I think you shouldn't. I did on that little corner all the way down here where it rubs just a little bit. It's so slight that I didn't want to take a saw to it. So what we've decided to do, we're just going to get the file. And actually I think we have a planer. That might even work. But we're just going to get the file and we're going to file it down because it is so slight. And voila, we have a finished gate. Woohoo! All these years we talked about doing it and we never did. So now we did it and we're so short from moving to the new place, but you know, hey, we might just take it down and take it with us. Who knows? They might not even want a gate like this on here. Probably, if they don't have goats, they won't want it locked off. But we have goats that want to get up and dance on tables and poop on tables and do what goats do, which is tear stuff up.